the Kuzari, HaLevi's famous work. A little bit of background as to what motivated, if we know, Yehuda HaLevi to write the Kuzari.
Well, he describes Judaism as a despised religion, and it was a period of time in which there were major warfare between Christians and Muslims, both in the Iberian Peninsula and in the land of Israel, the Crusaders. And the Jews sort of, I would say, sat in the sidelines. Often they were influenced by these wars. They were caught in the middle. But both Christians and Muslims used their temporal power, the power of physical power on earth, as an argument for the truth of their religions. And Jews living in the Iberian Peninsula, I call it Spain, modern day Spain, but Spain didn't exist as such at the time. Jews in the Iberian Peninsula saw what was going on, were obviously depressed by it, and perhaps were even influenced by the argument that might makes right, that the truth of either Christianity or Islam can be determined by their strength and the number of adherents. So a number of times in the book of Kuzari, the Chaver, the sage, who from my point of view represents Yehuda HaLevi, explains that the truth of religion is not dependent on temporal success in this world, but on other, let's say, criteria, especially historical criteria, which Jews and Judaism met and Christianity and Islam didn't meet. So you have the threat or the challenge of Christianity and Islam, which are very strong in the Iberian Peninsula. There's also the challenge of philosophy. The first type of medieval Jewish philosophy or theology was based on a type of theology called kalam from the Islam, which was amenable for use of defending traditional Jewish beliefs and traditional religious beliefs. But at the time of HaLevi, the dominant philosophical school was becoming Aristotelianism, which was much more of a challenge to traditional religion. So we had the challenge of philosophy, had the challenge of Christianity, the challenge of Islam, and also the challenge of Karaism, which, as you mentioned, I recently wrote a book of an introduction to Karaism. It's a form of Judaism which accepts the Bible, does not accept the rabbinic law or the oral Torah as encapsulated in the Talmud. So all these groups, in a sense, were challenged. I don't know if I should use the word threat. They threatened Judaism, but they challenged Judaism. And one could even add one more challenge, which was the type of individual pietism which was propounded by Rabbeinu Bachya ben Pakuda about a generation or two before Yehuda HaLevi in his book, The Duties of the Heart, where it was a very individualistic, centered Judaism of pietism and of asceticism, as opposed to HaLevi's view of Judaism as a religion for collective people of Israel, ideally in the land of Israel and not in the diaspora. So we had all these different challenges and all these different competing ideas, and HaLevi obviously felt a need to present his view of Judaism, his proofs for the truth of Judaism, and his interpretation of how one should go about being a Jew, which for him was very much tied to the Jewish people, the collective, and ultimately to the land of Israel.